Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. This is a breaking news.
Pot up the breaking news, Scott.
Special edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
And it affects virtually all of our listeners.
Look, we got two Jerrys.
The Jerry's.
Jerry's here twice.
Yeah, he's having some problems connecting there. So
Technical difficulties.
yeah. Anyways, yes, it's the Hammer Down Racing Report special edition for what the hell is today? Wednesday. The 29th. We weren't planning on doing this, but I got a call this morning.
Somebody got him out of bed.
From Felix over here, Felix Fafufnik. Yeah, woke me up my last day of vacation and said he just got done talking to that guy right there in the middle, Chris Mize, about this race I was planning on racing this weekend. And I guess some stuff happened there is going on at Sandusky Speedway. So we'll let Chris, you can let everybody know what's going on for the originally scheduled Hangover Race that was supposed to be Saturday.
Well, first off, we do it on all our shows. I want to thank the veterans, you guys out there. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do shows like we're doing this show and our shows. I want to thank our military serving overseas and homeland, all our first responders, police, fire, EMS, doctors, and nurses. And they're going through hell right now. I mean, literally going through hell again. And what happened is, we're all set. Everything was good. Hangover, normal, January 1st run. It looked like it was, I'm telling you, it looks like we're going to have a hell of a car count and everything. I'm talking to Doug Dock last night in a matter of an hour and a half. All bull crap aside, we had 3 people that are employees test positive. Boom. So we know out of them 3, we're going to get a couple more because they're all around each other. Kevin's just coming off quarantine tomorrow from COVID. Doug Dock is in that limbo area because honestly, you don't know. There's so many variants. I don't know. I don't think they know how many variants are out there, but some of it's like you could catch the flu and it's the same symptoms as a variant. And then you got to, and testing short. So at the end of the day, our employees are catching it, tested positive. We're going to be a little short-handed. This COVID's out of control right now, whether you believe the numbers, don't believe the numbers. We got to go with that too. We got a very good rapport with our health department. And, we haven't had one case in 2 years be reported.
I was going to say, this is the first time you guys had run into COVID.
Chris, as I understand it, the health department says out of caution, they thought that it would be good to postpone it for a couple of weeks, but they didn't mandate it. It was your call, but it was urged by the health department.
Well, no, what happened? Yeah, me and Kevin, when this started going down, and I'm talking, this was 10:30 last night, 11 o'clock, and me and Kevin got on the phone. I met with Kevin this morning, and we looked at the numbers this morning because I look at them every day, and it's back up 15.5 or something. And I feel with all the home tests, so I always add 3,000 more to that. We got employees coming down with it. I talked to Kevin this morning. We made the decision that it was in the best interest of everybody. We don't want employees that could be affected, that haven't got symptoms, coming to the track, affecting other employees, affecting drivers. We know, I don't want to get too much into it, but we know Omicron's here and it's got a spread rate way more than the others. We know the flu's going around, guys, and you can't, the flu's real nasty right now. Pneumonia's going. What it come down to is it was Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and that 3, 4, possibly 5 could turn into 7, 8 in a hurry in the next couple of days. 2, the numbers are flying out of control. 3, we haven't had one case reported out of Sandusky Speedway in 2 years, and we felt it was in the best interest to, hey, you know what? Because of our employees,
keep your record good.
Yeah, and because of our employees, a lack of, therefore, and everything going on, it's in the best interest of everybody to postpone this till January 15th. Let, a couple weeks settle down. Do we want to do that? Hell no. I want to race just as bad as anybody else. But
I'd like to race Saturday and again on the 15th.
But I would too, Ron, tell you the truth. But on the side of caution, and I'm sure I'm going to get ridiculed. There's people out there that are going to disagree, and that's fine. Everybody's got a right to their own opinion. But, until you're sitting in the hot seat that I sit in, and I answer to Kevin Jaycox, and sitting in Kevin Jaycox's seat, and you have to make these tough decisions, it's not as easy as you think. And sometimes you got to step back on the side of caution and say, hey, listen, let's let 2 weeks go by. It should settle down. Our employees will be out of quarantine by 2 weeks. Hopefully, they go through mild symptoms, everything. Let's see where it's at, settle it down, and go after it in 2 weeks. And whether people think that's the right, wrong decision, I get it. But in our minds, this.
Well, Chris, I think it was the right call. My oldest daughter came down with COVID. Self-test about 2 weeks ago. She's a nurse. She worked through all the other bullshit, but it hit her, and it hit her pretty hard. She had to miss family Christmas, and it was tough. I talked with her just this morning, and she had the house all decorated for Christmas, and didn't enjoy a bit of it. So I completely understand, and that's where you guys are coming from, and I understand.
And Ron, me and you are on the same side on a lot of things on the political side, and I'm not going to get into that because Scott will get all mad at me. But whether I've always maintained this, and you people out there watching, don't ever think that the virus isn't real. It's real, and it will get you. Everybody's different, reacts to the virus a different way. It depends on what variant, this, that, and the other. I'm not willing personally, and I know Kevin isn't willing, to put anybody in harm's way, because you don't know if certain people catch it, how they're going to react to it. They could end up in a hospital, and worst case scenario, death. And I'd feel terrible, Yep. And so, like I say, it might not be a popular decision on some people's part, but this is the best decision that we felt at this time was in the safest position. Then, like you say, what I was telling you, Ron, I notified the health department, Erie County, and because they know we run the first, every year, and talked to Craig over there and told him what we were doing, and they were very appreciative, and he agreed 100% that this is, he wasn't going to stop us. There's no mandate on it. We could have run it. Health department wasn't going to stop us or anything like that, but they understand, and they were in agreement. This is the best decision, best route to go, to let this. And unfortunately, and we sat there. We could have waited till Friday to see what happened. You know what I'm saying? We could have. Let's wait a couple days. Let me tell you something. The results Friday are going to be probably a little bit worse than what we're seeing today. Everybody's getting ready. We might as well come out right now on Wednesday and let everybody know, so they're not thrashing around trying to get their stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then Friday afternoon, well, guess what? We're not running it. And then you piss a bunch of people off that way, because they're getting their stuff loaded up, and then they got to unload it. And, so, unfortunately, this decision was made at what, 9:30? What time did I call you? Around 10?
Yeah.
Between 9 and 10 this morning, it was talked about. Me and Kevin and Doug were on the phone with each other till well over midnight last night, and we were going to see what went on this morning. And all I can say is we apologize that it's only the second time I've known of it being postponed. I mean, a couple of years ago it was because wind chills were down 20 below, and we've been lucky, and I want to tell everybody that we've been very lucky and very fortunate as a business, because that's what a racetrack is at the end of the day. It's a business. And we've been very lucky and fortunate. And like I said, we've had our arguments through this whole pandemic with the state of Ohio and Erie County and that, but we we've did it on a so-called politically correct way and worked with them and notified them and let them know everything we were doing. And this is in the best interest of everybody. The numbers are out of control. Like you said, Ron, your daughter took a home test. There's so many home tests out there that don't get reported.
Absolutely.
So if you see 15,000, and I went into this the other night on our political show, if you see like Sunday, 21,000 was reported, 20,900 and some, you might as well add another 3,000 to 4,000 on top of that.
It could be double, Chris.
Yeah, it could. And a safe number is 3,000 to 4,000. So looking at the numbers this morning, and I know everybody, why are you watching the numbers? That's what we got to go on right now. Whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't agree with a lot of them either, but you're looking at anywhere from 18 to 20,000. It's time. Sometimes you got to make a business decision that's terrible, a terrible decision to make. You'll sit there and just beat yourself up one way or the other. And at the end of the day, this one had a lot of thought process, but it didn't. If you understand, I mean, this was kind of an easy decision to make,
right?
And to make it right now, so you could save everybody's time.
So the Hangover Race, originally scheduled for Saturday, January 1st, is being postponed 2 weeks to Saturday, January 15th. Times and everything else saying exactly the same. It's just everything's shifting back 2 weeks, correct?
Yeah, times staying the same. Everything's and that's the other thing.
Oh, the weather was. I was looking forward to the weather. As a matter of fact.
You take everything we just talked about, and then it's rained every day this week in Sandusky. I mean, since I believe Saturday, and it's showing 90%, 80 to 90% on this coming Saturday. And you two were there last year. That was kind of miserable, and
Jerry's here.
Hi, Jerry. But you add that in on top of it, and it's just. You hate to take a tradition and move it. And we've talked about this before on your show. You hate to take a tradition and move it, but there's just sometimes you have no choice.
And the weather could be even better. It could be like 2 feet of snow and 15 degrees by the middle of January.
What? I'm hoping it's about 28, 30 degrees, and we got about 6 inches of snow, to be honest with you.
Oh, Chris.
But
I'm happy with
You're killing me, man.
That's an equalizer for us slower vehicles.
And
but it's not. It's not really.
Really.
The sideboards are going to kick your butt.
You got people that say, well, the weather report reads this for the 15th. Let me tell you something. I don't look at the weather report until like the Wednesday before and start watching it, because
3 days.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, they can't predict out 2 weeks from now. And I'll let you know how the weather. I have people ask me all the time, what do you think the weather will be Saturday? I'll let you know at about 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I mean, it could change. We've had 0% chance of rain here on Lake Erie. You're sitting right on the lake, in that dip, especially between Toledo and Cleveland, that big dip we're in that. And, 0% chance of rain, sun's out, and 2 o'clock, all of a sudden, boom, here comes one off the lake. And especially in the winter, you get air temperatures, water temperatures, and it's kind of funny if you guys think about it, to be, I'm not the promoter. I help Kevin promote. He owns it, promotes it. I'm the race director and do everything else. But you kind of got to be a weatherman, a dean of discipline, the principal, the guidance counselor, mom, dad, Dr. Phil. I call myself Dr. Phil at Sandusky Speedway. But once again, I appreciate, I got some private messages around after you put your post up. People were actually thanking us for calling it today, so, they didn't have to rush around the next couple of days. So, I appreciate everybody that supports this event, you guys. And unfortunately, though, like I said, we feel this was the best decision for the safety of not only our employees, the fans, the racers. Take a couple weeks. We got it running in our employees. COVID, people testing positive. The numbers are high, and it's better to side on caution, to take caution's side, and wait 2 weeks than to go at it and have catastrophe hit. We're not willing. We're not willing to put whether they agree with it or not, we're not willing at Sandusky Speedway to put anybody in danger's way.
Will you reevaluate things 2 weeks from today? As far if maybe COVID's still playing havoc on your staff.
Yes, I anticipate we should be okay. That gives some people say, well, why don't you go next weekend? Because CDC come out and said 5 days now on some of it. Last week it was 10
That's
days.
right.
Each county in Ohio goes different. Some are 14 days from the test, some are 14 days symptoms, 10 days from symptoms. Then, now it's 5 days. Tomorrow the CDC and them could come out and say 20. They change their mind every day. We're going to stick with the 10-day quarantine. 2 weeks out gives us their quarantine time, the employees that got it now, plus extra days to go past that, and gives us plenty of time. Now, I will tell you, yes, the week of the 15th, we'll start watching numbers and watching and see what the infection rate is, make sure all our employees are good and everything like that. And then, I don't anticipate, with Christmas and everything going on and all the shopping before Christmas, I believe that's why there's a high influx in numbers, guys. And plus Omicron or whatever, Delta, it's all contagious. I anticipate in the next week the numbers start coming back down. People
and that's all names of Transformers. It's gonna be Unicron and Megatron.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing too, Chris. Yeah. Is that they are anticipating that we're at the top of the spike right now. Yeah. And that over the next few days, few weeks, that we should see a significant drop. And hospitalizations are down. So
I certainly hope so.
I believe that. Ron, me and Kevin and Doug have talked, and in our minds, we believe that, by the end of this week, I think the numbers will still be kind of high by the end of this week, going into this weekend. But by midweek next week, I think you're going to see them take a nosedive down back to where we're all comfortable. It is what it is, people. You can believe it's fake, whatever. I've questioned a lot of things on it. It's real. Yeah. I've lost a brother-in-law. We've lost racing family members. It's taken quite a few people out this year. I know people right now that are on a vet. And I just want to send a prayer out to Bob Neubauer's wife, the announcer for MSS. His wife went on a vent today. He got out of the hospital yesterday or Monday. So it's real to bite you, and we're not, like I say, we're not willing to take that chance to put anybody in danger.
Yep.
Do you still have? I know you guys had a live broadcast scheduled for 7:00 tonight. Is that still going to be happening?
Yes, we're gonna go live at 7 tonight. We put it off last night, and that was nothing to do with this actually, because this hadn't come up. I had some other things planned I ain't gonna lie, my grandbabies. I went to the movie with my grandbabies, so took them to the movie. But we. It worked out that we didn't come on last night and say, yeah, everything's good. And then 2 hours later, boom, boom, boom. I mean, right in session. I was in the movie theater when, Ronnie Calhoun messed me. I think Hope's got it. And then got home, was talking to Doug, boom, boom. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Right, and that's on the Sandusky Speedway Facebook page. So make sure to check that out tonight at 7. So to sum things up once again, go ahead, Chris.
Ohio Wheelman Series will be on at 8, and I think he's got some exciting news that he's going to announce tonight too after us. So nothing to do with us, but kind of. But
so again, the Hangover Race originally scheduled for the 1st is being postponed to January 15th due to some COVID issues at the track there. Times will be the same, 10 o'clock, gates open, I believe. Admission,
gates open at 10, hot laps around noon, and racing starts at 2.
Yeah,
that part I do remember.
Pit gates open at 10, hot laps and general admission will open at noon. We'll start racing at 2. And I'm just going to let everybody know, me and Ron talked about this. I don't know if it was a fluke or not. At Cavalcade, you guys remember I ran a 2-day show and was done at 20 to 10 when everybody figured 1, 2 o'clock. We will push the Hangover Race. I want to start racing it too, and I don't want to be done no later than 4:15.
How Oh, I just handed it off to my secretary.
Secretary Gumby.
Secretary Gumby.
So I want to thank everybody again, Scott, Ron, and Jerry. Before we get off here, I want to thank you guys. You guys are great supporters and everything racing. You know, I say hammer down the racing report. If you got a tricycle race, they'll report on it if it's,
Speaking of which, we had your champions on last week. Are you gonna make this? What was it? The Barbies Jeep Wrangler?
Yeah.
Or Power Wheel race? Is that gonna happen?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. That'll be kind of funny to watch. You know, them guys get in there. I think Blaney would win, but Clayton.
Can you do it during the cavalcade weekend? So we're there to see it.
You know what? I'll try to arrange that. That'd be a good Saturday night cavalcade deal there. But so, like I say, I want to thank everybody out there. Our apologies go out from Sandusky Speedway that this second time in 5 years or whatever we had to postpone this 2 weeks. But I understand. I understand if you're upset. But listen, we're siding on the side of caution this time, and hopefully someday you'll understand if you don't. And I'm sorry if you don't. You know, that's all I can say. It's but I want to thank everybody for being supportive. The messages I did get, the JCAX family thanks you, and the staff, Sandusky Speedway. And one last note, and I'll get out of here, guys. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Chris.
New Year's Eve's Friday. Uber taxis are $10, $20, $30. Take an Uber taxi to wherever you're going partying. That way you don't even risk driving home because it can cost you thousands, and a free trip and 3 hots and a cot.
Just a quick note, Chris. Pete Dotson, in the comments, he said this works for him. Another Champagne class outlaw car looks like he'll be there on the 14th. So, in addition to the bunch of cars that are coming out of our shop, there's a lot of interest. I think he'll, like you said early on, going to be a great car count.
It was going to be a great car count, and I think it'll be better. There's a lot of people, guys, that are taking these home tests, and you guys know this. If I take a home test, and I'll just be honest, and I test positive, I'm not calling the health department. I'm going to ride it out at home, keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a lot of guys that aren't, that might have symptoms testing positive that might not show up because they're like, it is what it is. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. No, I just ain't going. And like I say, we let this settle down for 2 weeks and move forward. And I want to thank everybody for understanding these guys that are commenting. I really appreciate it. And I know Sandusky Speedway and JCAX family does.
Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, a little over 2 weeks on January 15th. And we appreciate you for coming on and giving us the full story there. And
you folks looking forward to a hangover, now you can do it twice.
Nice. 2 hangovers. Yeah. Hey, like I say, Happy New Year. And guys, $10 in your pocket isn't nothing. If you see some homeless people or homeless vet, especially homeless vet, give them $10, $20. Let them eat a hot meal today. So
$20, they'll get half of that. Earlier. They can get into watch the Hangover Race.
Yes. They come and eat a couple hot dogs too. So
there you go. All right, Chris.
All right,
we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate everything you do. All right.
Happy New Year, Chris.
Happy New Year.
See ya.
See you, Chris.
So, that's your special report. Jerry, welcome to the show.
I don't understand, but there's a dinosaur walking around Walmart. I don't get it.
That is. Whoa. You should go interview him.
I thought about it.
Tune in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We have our best of. That's all put together. So that'll be the regular thing. And I don't know if we mentioned the Hangover Race or not in that. We may have, but it's pre-recorded. We'll have to make an announcement on that. But so the Hangover Race again, postponed till January 15th at Sandusky Speedway. So
same time, same place. Just
you had a good Christmas. You?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Had a great Christmas.
Look how long my arm is. It reaches all the way over there.
Where are you going, Davey?
Reaches right through Lima and over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, 2 more weeks, I guess we have. And I got nothing else. I didn't do any prep. I got woken up by Ron here with the news about the hangover thing.
Said, hey, we got to go on.
Yeah. So, and I just happened to be. This is my last day of vacation, so it worked out. Other than I had to get my ass out of bed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it sucked, but whatever.
So, any chance you'll have your truck ready for this one?
Yeah, you got 2 more weeks.
You've
now.
got 2 more weeks, Jer.
The truck is ready.
Is
just
Jerry
a matter
ready?
of making sure that Chris Mize will allow the truck.
Oh, we should have asked him.
I was thinking about it, and I'm having internet issues.
Do you have his phone number?
It's the dinosaur.
I do have Chris's contact information. I'll get a hold of him.
All right.
I think the dinosaur's causing you some connection problems.
Yeah,
there.
I have no idea what's going on. I had no mobile data, so I got close to Walmart, and I'm connected to their Wi-Fi right now.
Well, that's nice.
Well, thank you, Walmart. We'll send you the bill.
Yeah,
Not you, Walmart.
This episode of the Hammer Down Racing Report brought to you by Walmart. Chris is watching. Chris,
yeah, he
I have
says
a
truck.
rear-wheel drive race truck, 4-cylinder race truck. I do have somebody that would like to drive it at the Hangover Race. But, and again, it's rear-wheel drive. Will it fall under the whiskey stock guidelines, or do I need to enter it with
The moonshine.
moonshine?
And it is just a 4-cylinder.
It is just a 4-cylinder. It's been souped up a little bit, but again, it's rear-wheel
So
drive.
are the compacts. Chris is thinking about this one.
Thank you.
Well, he's also about 30 seconds behind now.
Moonshine.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Put a wing on it, see what happens.
There you go.
Put a wing.
2x4 board.
There you go. So, happy New Year to you guys. Enjoy
Thanks, Scott.
enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back live
It,
a week from Thursday.
It's going to be kind of a non-eventful one. Wife is still in Florida taking care of her dad, so nothing exciting New Year's Eve, nothing exciting New Year's Day.
Well, I didn't have too much planned for New Year's Eve because
Think
I was
I'll-
going to go to bed early to be able to get up and race in the rain and snow all day.
But there is a customer's car out by the shop that would like it to be done so he could take it to the hangover. So, maybe I'll work on that.
No wing, Chris says. No sprint wings, but you can
Those-
use the
those
little
sprint
2x4.
We'll have a sideboard. I'll have a
There you
small
go.
sideboard.
There you go.
We'll figure out something.
2 foot by 4 foot.
There you go. And hope for a lot of snow because that's an equalizer.
Right.
And not rain. Rain sucks. So. All right, let's get out of here.
All right,
All right.
we're
Go
gone.
enjoy the rest of your
Happy New Year, everybody.
whatever.
Thanks for watching us, folks.
Yeah, again, this has been a Hammer Down Racing Report breaking news special report, and we'll see you again the Best Of show tomorrow, and then we're live a week from Thursday, and we're not going to have the Sandusky Speedway Hangover Race winner on that show. So
We could.
Well, we might. We just don't know it yet.
that's true. I'm so confused. All right, we'll see you guys.
Goodbye, Jer.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.